I just read a crazy stat. Almost half of parents go into debt for a Disney vacation, but most have zero regrets.
Over half?
That is absolutely insane. There's so many things to unpack here.
Hey, you nerds. Welcome back. It's Kenny and Connor Ann, like it always is. Today's going to be a short episode. We just want to talk about some crazy things that are happening, like a fire breaking out on the world's largest cruise. Did you see this?
No, but it is a cruise that we're going on in the coming days. So I
It's
was
not
like,
the
I
same
hope that
ship.
they,
It's not the
not
same
the
ship.
same ship, but the same brand. But honestly, a little fire on a ship, I'm here for it. I don't think it's such a big deal.
It's a very small fire, just to clarify that. But crew members on the brand new ship, Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, they tackled the small fire. Everything was okay. It was docked in Mexico, but no injuries were reported. The overall impact was minimal. It's just kind of crazy to think about because the ship is record breaking. It's 1,200 feet long and it weighs 250,000 tons. Tons. That's insane. So they briefly lost power. Backup power was immediately activated. Like, I will say, to handle something as serious and crazy as a fire on a cruise and for it to be handled like so swiftly and awesomely, very impressive. But it's pretty scary. I mean, I don't, it kind of, we're about to go on two cruises. It's a little scary.
A little scary. Just out of curiosity, do you know how many pounds is in a ton?
1,000?
2,000. People get that wrong a lot.
Shit. I said
You
it
are
like,
people
yeah,
in this
you
one.
idiot. Of course it's 1,000 pounds. That's embarrassing.
Speaking of numbers, when I was looking into Icon of the Seas, do you know how much this thing cost to build?
Oh my God. It's got to be billions. No?
Yeah, 2 billion. $2 billion just to build a cruise ship. And one of the cooler things that I've seen about this, one of my big critiques of like going on a cruise and why I'm not a cruise person, number one, the buffet is swamped in the morning. And I just don't like it. I don't like waking up and my first thing on my vacation is this anxiety filled moment where I go to the buffet, it's swamped and I can't find anywhere to sit down. The last cruise I went on was with MSC. I literally got a plate of food, which I just want a fat plate of eggs. Right. I just want eggs, bacon, and a little pastry. And I want to just go sit down with a coffee and just chill. It's the first thing I do on a cruise. You have to go through warfare in order. It's a bad experience. So anyway, I'm not a big cruise guy, but I don't like it because the buffet, the first thing you do is you want to eat and it's like a chaotic thing. And then the swimming pool situation, they're always so crowded. You're like shoulder to shoulder. It's like a Vegas pool party, but there's no cool music or pretty people. It's a bunch of like hairy, fat, old people with
That's
their little stupid kids running around. It's not a great experience. But the one thing that I will say is that at least the people who made the Icon of the Seas, they gave some thought to the swimming pool thing because they actually made 7 swimming pools.
yeah, you
7.
got to. You got to.
You have to. It's because you can't have.
Separate the masses, you know?
And please, please, please do not let the kids go to all 7 pools. Have an adults only section where people can actually have a decent time. Kids
Yeah.
ruin everything. Are you a fan of kids at weddings? Like if you got married, let's say in like a few weeks, would you have, you're laughing because you're like, I would do that. But so would you have kids at your wedding? Will you allow kids at your wedding?
Is it common to say no kids allowed, or would I just be like a monster for saying that?
I think it's 50-50. Diva and I said no kids allowed. And looking back, it was an excellent move. We had one person actually say, well, if I can't bring my kid, then I'm not going to come. Like as if that was going to like sway
You're
us. And
like,
we were
okay.
like, we respect your choice.
Love you. Talk to you later. Thank you for
Love
the
you.
blender.
Won't see you there. Send a gift. Thanks.
I don't. I mean, I have plenty of girlfriends who have kids, but yeah, I agree. It's Have you seen a mom anywhere in public that's not just like, don't do that, don't climb on that? Like, I don't know if that's the energy we're looking for on the romantic occasion.
Yeah, oh, I'm totally with you there. Yeah, so anyway, there's some cool things about the Icon of the Seas. Circling back, 7 swimming pools and a 17,000 square foot water park. A water park floating on the water is cool. But yeah, are you looking forward to our two cruises? Are you looking forward to one versus the other?
Well, you just put anxiety on me, which I had never thought about having anxiety about eggs, but I do now. I guess like I am very excited. I also, the last time I was on a cruise, I was 12 and I really just like hung out by that free ice cream machine at the pool all day. So this will be a different experience. Will it? Will I still be there? Probably. I am excited. I don't know what to expect. And it is weird, right? Because it's like a company cruise. So you're going to be with everybody that you work with, but there's 4,000 people on the ship. So, like, will you actually be, like, I don't know if it'll feel like I'm in a mall and everyone's all over and like I don't see them a lot, or like I hope, I don't know. I'm realizing now I also haven't really thought about this. Why am I like this? I'm just like, oh, just show up wherever and figure it out. But I am excited. I think like we live in this weird world where you can work with someone for 10 years and you've never seen what they look like in person or know how tall they are. I'm excited to just like get to know the height of all the people we work with. No, I'm just kidding. But just to really get to know them will be really nice because, it can be kind of impersonal, just like yapping online all day. So that'll be nice.
You and I are one of those weird work relationships where we actually never met digitally. We've only met face to face. So when I met you for the first time, we were doing a little shooting thing. And then not like shooting, shooting like shooting some video work, of course. But in the modern day, you have to, dot your I's and cross your T's. And then when you started working for us again, it started in person. So you never had to worry about like how tall I am. Do I smell bad? You already knew all of those things,
Yeah, I already knew you smelled terrible. No, it's so fun to be able to work with people in person too. Like the creative juices are flowing, and I don't know. I'm a personal person. Like I get sad in here when I don't leave for 2 days because I will wormhole and do that. So it is really nice that I'm glad that I live here and I get to like see the few people that we work with that live here sometimes at our little happy hours. So cute.
It is cute. You know what is not so cute? I just read a crazy stat. Almost half of parents go into debt for a Disney vacation, but most have zero regrets.
Over half?
Over half of parents go into debt for Disney. That is absolutely insane. There's so many things to unpack here that are crazy on different levels. First of all, just the state of the income inequality in America where people are going into debt for a Disney vacation. That's one part that's crazy. The second part that's crazy is how expensive Disney has gotten. Where if you're a family of 4, like say, not you and I, but we have 4 kids with us that we just took for the day.
Right. We have 4 other people's kids that we brought to Disney.
People have given us 4 kids.
Charity thing.
Yeah. And there's 6 of us, and we're just going to go on a nice family vacation for the day to Disney. That's going to run us what? That's like $1,000 day.
They're wearing little travel nerds hats.
Oh, they're in complete merch. They're totally branded up. Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday and they were saying, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to Disney. And I was like, oh, cool. Are you going with your family? And they're like, no, it's just me and my friends. And I'm thinking, there's just not a world that I live in where I would go to Disney like for a girls trip or so. Let's go. We could take all of this money, this thousands of dollars we're about to drop at Disney and go to Mexico, but we're going to go to Disney World. I just can't wrap my head around it. And I think you are a Disney person or you aren't. Like, I'm not a strong no, but I'm just indifferent. Like, the amount of cheddar it requires to have like a full blown day at Disney. Like we're drinking, we're having lunch, we're going to dinner somewhere. It is obscene. It is crazy.
It is expensive. And then, which is one of the main reasons why I don't go. And then I got spoiled where one of my friends has free lifetime
Yeah.
passes. Shout out, Kate. I love you.
Yes. Shout out to
Andrew, I
Kate.
love you. And so whenever I go, I usually go with them.
It's the move.
But I did something very cool with Disney. And Disney has this thing called VIP tours. It's like if you were a celebrity and you can't walk amongst the common
course
people,
not.
right? It's too dangerous. It causes a commotion. Maybe you'll get like this one day where you just can't be with the commoners.
Could be so
One
great.
can hope. It would be fantastic, right? But one of the really cool things are you can basically pay for this tour. It comes out to about like $300 an hour. You need a minimum of, I think, 6 hours. So it's a little bit of an expensive day, but you can take, I think, a small group of like 6 to 8 people, and you basically get toured through the parks and you don't have to wait in any lines. You actually just walk directly onto the rides. We did this. I forget what the economics of it were, but I think it came out to like, with our entire group, it was probably coming out to like, it was like a $600 day or like an $800 day with tip. But honestly, it was actually worth it per person. Yeah. It was honestly worth it. If you have the money, it's actually the best way to do the park. We did multiple parks in 6 hours because
which
you literally just
can't do.
walk,
Yeah.
right?
If you're waiting in line for an hour and a half.
No.
When you want, typically I go there like with one intention, like I have to ride Tower of Terror today, or like you go in like being excited about one thing. And then when you see the wait time is 3 hours, I'm impatient like that. And I can't just gab with you guys in line for 3 hours. We've been talking all day. Well, I don't have anything else to be interesting about here. That's when I start whipping out charades, and I'm just doing charades on my head because I don't know what else to say to you guys in line for 3 hours. I don't.
Honestly, one of the biggest pro moves that the last time I went to Disney, I went with Diva and we brought AirPods and we listened to a podcast while we were in queue.
That's the move.
And that was actually like a really nice like experience because it's like you're listening to a show while like waiting in the queue. It made the queues go really fast. So that was a pro tip. But if you have the money and you want to shell out, actually the VIP tour is one of the coolest ways to do the park. You could do multiple parks in a day. You walk right on the line. And even if you're not famous, the people think
they're like,
famous,
who is that rich man? Yeah, for sure.
And I did, and I played it up for like the entire day. I had on the aviators, I had on the ball cap. People were like, "Oh, who is that?"
Like
and I was like, "Hey." Yeah. I was like, no pictures. And then I like took the glasses down. I gave them like a little wink, just a little like, "Hey, I'm famous" wink. And so, yeah, I would say it's the coolest way to do the park. Okay, so our last story of the day will be a super quick one, but we're going to circle back to Bark Air. As you guys heard about a few episodes ago, we covered Bark Air, which is a luxury charter first-class experience for you and your dog, typically flying from New York to London. And the one cool thing is that the offering is pretty straightforward. Where it's $6,000 for a one-way trip. So if you want to pair together the round trip ticket for you and your dog, you can fly from the States across the pond and drop in London, where you should definitely stop at Mr. Churros, which me and Connor were just there. Best churros of our life. We were walking around. Oh my God, Mr. Churro and the two crazy girls that were working it. Amazing. I love them so much.
Yeah, they were just like
they were dancing. They were living their best life in a churros.
They were like, "You need more." Like the not skimping on the amount of churros we were given. Mr. Churro will cater my wedding. I'm only going to have churros in 7 different ways.
Oh my God. I may get married again just so I can have Mr. Churro at my second wedding.
Good. Bark Air is hilarious. I love the idea. Everybody loves a dog. If you don't, you're not welcome here. And it's adorable. I just love the initiative. I love what they're doing. I hope they do a cat version, like Meow Airlines or something. And, Godspeed, really, with their mission, because we fully support it over here at Travel Nerds.
And just because we're money people, $6,000 for a one-way ticket, kind of pricey. If you were to search on Delta JFK to London, specifically Heathrow. A first class ticket on Delta One for September 17th through the 20th is coming in at $6,600. And then there's some that are like $5,700, but the range in general is $5,800 to $6,600, which is about half the cost of Bark Air, which I guess is okay because it's like a special VIP charter experience. My biggest question is like, where do the dogs poop? My dog cannot go that long without pooping or peeing. Is there like a place in the back of the plane that they do this? Have you seen this
They
yet?
have to. It's a dog airline. They have to
They
have
have to, right?
figured this out.
I mean, to be honest with you, the flight time
But
from
who cleans it up? The
JFK,
flight attendants or
you pick it
you?
up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, the flight time from JFK to London on the outbound is like 6 hours and 50 minutes to 7 hours and 20 minutes. My dog can't hold it for that long. I have
No,
a golden
no,
retriever,
no.
and Tuna
I
definitely
can't
can't
hold
hold it.
it for six
Well,
hours,
you can't
much
hold it for
less
2 hours.
I
You're
can't.
terrible to travel with.
I pee every 30 minutes.
She's like a goose or a squirrel. Do
A
this?
goose. A
Well, a
goose.
goose supposedly poops a lot, but then I lumped a squirrel in with the goose, which I have
Girls
no
don't poop.
scientific. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, peeing at the very least.
Maybe.
Maybe. Do girls pee? I don't know.
Let's get out of here. Thank you guys for listening to us gab today. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, whenever you're listening to this. Thanks for hopping on, and later, nerds.